I feel more comfortable this way. Alright, as the lovely lady said, my name is Paul Truscott and I recently got selected as the Youth Member of Parliament for Maryborough. So that was a great achievement for me. I really felt great being one of the young people. It was just a boost. And so I'm very honoured to be in that position. But I'd like to, particularly, there's so many people, everyone gets up, welcomes everyone, thanks everyone, and that's great. But there's a lot of people, so I'm just going to welcome and thank you all at once. But in particular, I'd like to congratulate the youth on being here and for what you've done. Terrific. Now put your hand up if you love long speeches, real long speeches. No hands. Well, I'm not going to give you one. So to sum up my message for this evening, I just got a few points for you basically to start off. Believe in yourself. That's the main thing. Believe in yourself. You can do anything you want to if you are willing to put in the hard work to get there. Not going to lie, there's a lot of hard work. It has to be done, but you can get there if you believe in yourself. Be persistent. Don't give up at the first sign of struggle. It's amazing how many times you see people do that, but it's important not to. I found a quote on that. Failure is not falling down, but refusing to get up. So be persistent, stay strong. Meet people, be positive, because they will notice. And as we heard from our man, surround yourself with encouraging people really is important. Set yourself achievable goals. For example, if you want to be an Olympic runner, you're not going to go out and take on Carl Lewis straight away without some other help that might get you in trouble. You start off by training. You start off with jogging and running around the block. You push yourself harder and harder each time until you get there and you be that Olympic runner that you want to be.
Forget that.
This was an old example I was trying to think of. I only wrote my speech half an hour before I got here. When I was in grade 7, one of my uncles was driving me home one night and we pulled in at what was the Shell petrol station on the corner of Alice and Ferry. And as we were sitting there, they just started the construction of the McDonald's restaurant. And I said to him, Uncle Phil, I'm going to be the first person in that store. And he just laughed. And actually, speaking of that night, and a bit of a sideline, we were actually, as we walked out of the petrol station, a guy went in and robbed the place, but that wasn't good. And we left there, and I was thinking, everyone laughs at me. I'm thinking, why is it bad to be the first person at McDonald's? And just because I like their food. And I'm in grade 7, and I remember Mum and Dad were away when it actually opened in October. And so I stayed at my uncle's place that night again, and I got up at 1 o'clock in the morning and walked down to McDonald's. And I walked there, and there was a guy standing at the front. I didn't know who he was, and I just said, are we allowed to be at his service to come to breakfast
Paul
McDonald's? And he said, yeah, mate, but you'll be out there on your own, no one's here. I was like, oh, yes. I can do this. I was so proud. I had to sit there and wait for hours. I ended up helping the cleaner. I thought, well, what else am I going to do? But then there was these guys that came along, these big guys, and I'm this young grade 7, this skinny, weedy little bloke, and they came and said, you better tell these newspaper people when they get here that we were the first people. We're going to bash it. So, grade 7, I got arms as thin as twigs. Like, what am I going to do? But then, turns out the bloke that I met was Shams Dean, and the owner of the store, and when they did open the store, Shams Dean came out and said, this guy was first. Yes! It was terrific, and I got a free meal for the first person to get to McDonald's. So it
Two black eyes.
Can achieve your goals. Set them and strive hard for them. Alright, and now, you don't have to be the smartest person in school to get where you want. I was a bit of a class clown, and as I'm sure you'll find out, our member enjoyed his time in school as well, so I'll let him speak on that.
Yeah, right.
I'm not going to bag him because I'm also one of his elected officers, and I have to put up with headlocks if I say the wrong thing.
That's it. As a minimum.
But if you've got drive, passion and determination, say to yourself, I can do this, it's possible, you can do it, there's no problem. Who's heard of YouTube, the internet website, YouTube? Yep, most of the youth have heard it, so that's great to see. Well, YouTube I don't know if you know, but it started out only in 2005 by three guys. I've got their names here. There was Chad Hurley, Steve Chen, and Jared Karim. Now these guys started out from an old job that they worked together, and one day they were having trouble sending a video clip or an email. And they thought, wouldn't it be great if we could start a website where people can just upload their videos and share them and send them out to everyone, and they can just check it online. And they started out doing this in a garage of one of their friends' houses, lived in this garage and worked hard. They ate pizza, I think, most of the time. And on 14th February 2005, YouTube was listed. They got the website and was opened to the public in May of that year. We've all heard of some of the clips that have been on there, like the evolution of dance, the guy that went around Sydney giving out free hugs. And in October 2006, these three guys sold YouTube for about $2 billion. That's a lot of money. Now, I'm not saying everyone goes from rags to riches, but you set your goal and you work your hardest to get there. You do what you have to do to get there. For example, I'm the youth member of Parliament right now, but we'll see what happens with the youth part one day.
Steady on, buddy. Steady up.
Stepping on his grass now. I'd like to just finish off with a quote from Winston Churchill. We're all still masters of our fate. We're still captains of our souls. Meaning you and only you are the master of your fate, master of your soul. No one else can fulfill that dream that you have inside your heart, and no one else can steal your soul unless you allow them to. So whenever you've heard someone say to you, you can't do that, that's impossible, you're not smart enough, don't allow them to rule your soul. It's up to you to decide. Thank you.